Some of the personal best practices, along with that, are some items that are a result of what we call social engineering, or is an attack type, an attack vector as we call it. And within that, phishing, vishing, these are all different attack vectors under social engineering. Obviously, social engineering kind of self-explanatory, but it's a matter of shoulder surfing, which is somebody actually, or eavesdropping, I should say. Shoulder surfing is they're looking at you on your laptop or on your phone, and can get information that way. Eavesdropping, they're listening in on a conversation that could be very confidential, as well as the infamous phone calls from, and I've received it, I don't know if anybody else has, the IRS is going to send a sheriff to your door if you don't give me your credit card number. No. But they're getting very sophisticated with email, where you get a Bank of America email stating your account, looks like somebody had access to it, click on this link to check. No. Never click on a link or an attachment in an email. Call your bank, go to your website and log in and look. Never, ever, ever click on a link, because that's where your ransomware attacks happen. That's where bad guys get access to your system. They can actually, you won't even know they have access to your system. We have this thing, it's another attack vector called man in the middle. You open the door and they get access and they see all of your bank transactions, whatever you're doing, and that's how they get your personal information. And once they have your personal information, that's where the identity theft happens. Before you know it, your social security number and your bank account, amongst other, and your driver's license ID has been stolen and sold on the dark web, because that's exactly what happens. I know several people that ran into this issue where somebody was using their social security number as their social security number. And the bad news is, once that happens, it's very, very difficult and expensive to correct it. It takes a long time. It could take up to 10 years to fix your credit because somebody stole your identity and destroyed your credit. So and it goes back to that. Also, don't tape a list of passwords on your monitor, please. There are password management applications. There's ways around it, and I've seen it at customer sites where the customer who's maintaining their own system, a post-it of the passwords was sitting there. It's like, or a spreadsheet with every password and every user ID on the entire system. Maintain those IDs. Change them. Group ID, bad idea. You don't have a site ID with a password. Individuals that maintain the system, and as you churn your staffing, you delete those accounts and add new accounts. Keep that going. Keep it updated. That's the best way to protect your system. Because you can have patching, firewalls, but if you have someone on the inside that somehow has access to that system some way after they leave, that's just not good maintenance. So please keep that in mind. As well as backing up your system. This was another thing I should have mentioned earlier. Make sure there's a backup. The standard is you have the 3-2-1, and which is, you have your on-site backup, you have an off-site backup, and an off-site backup. That's good practice, because in case if any disaster should happen, flooding or anything, you have several different types of backups. And it could be intermittent backup or full backups. So yes, that's important. Also keep in mind, when it's confidential files and confidential emails, put a watermark. Put some indicator in the email, a signature stating this is personal, confidential, company confidential. Always keep that as a best practice. I know Motorola, we have internal policies that we are policed on, where we are audited on, meaning from outside auditors to make sure that we maintain our systems. And we also educate our employees, take classes, and take different training to make sure that we keep up our compliance internally as well. So it isn't that we talk the talk and walk the walk, because as employees of this company, we have to be compliant with our own policy standards and guidelines. So what we are saying to our customers is something that we practice ourselves.